If you want to improve your English without getting bored, you're in the right place. This story is full of action, simple sentences, and useful grammar you'll learn without even trying. So grab a drink, sit back, and enjoy the ride. And hey, if you like learning English through exciting stories, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell. We post new stories every single day. He didn't expect anything special to happen that afternoon. He was just walking down the streets of Seoul, not looking for trouble, not looking for anything. The sun was warm, people moved fast, and cars honked every few seconds. It was just another day in the city. But then something strange caught his eye. It was small, metal, and moving. Not like a dog or a cat, not even like a delivery robot. It was walking, not rolling, not floating. Walking, like a person, only smaller. He blinked. Was he seeing this right? The robot was no taller than his knee. It had two thin legs, short arms, and a square-shaped head with two blue lights where eyes should be. No one else seemed to notice. People were walking past, looking at their phones or talking. But the robot kept walking slowly, turning its head left and right like it was looking for something. He followed it. He didn't even think about it. His feet just moved. He kept a few steps behind. The robot turned a corner and headed into a narrow alley. The noise from the street faded. Now it was quiet, just the soft sound of the robot's feet on the ground. He wondered if it was part of some project, maybe a tech demo, a prank. But the robot didn't look like something made for show. It looked real and kind of lonely. He stayed back, curious but careful. The robot stopped beside a stack of cardboard boxes. It turned its head again, looked up at the walls around, then walked toward a metal door. There was a keypad next to it. The robot raised one of its tiny arms and pressed a code. The door clicked. He held his breath. Was he really going to follow it inside? He looked around. Still no one was watching. His heart beat faster. He stepped closer. The door opened slowly. The robot slipped inside. He went in right after. It was a storage room. Dark, full of wires, shelves, and blinking lights. Old monitors flickered in the corner. A soft humming sound filled the air. It smelled like metal and dust. The robot stood in the center of the room, looking up at a large screen on the wall. The screen lit up with a strange symbol. Then a quiet voice, like a soft machine whisper, filled the room. Unit 037 returning. Mission incomplete. He froze. What was this? Was the robot talking to something? A system? The voice responded, "Mission objective." The robot replied, "Target not found. Area 2 crowded. Continuing search tomorrow." He stood there, not moving, completely silent. What kind of mission? What was this thing looking for? The screen blinked, then the voice said, "Log accepted. Recharge initiated." The robot stepped into a small dock in the wall. Lights glowed around it, and its blue eyes dimmed. It went still. He stepped back slowly. This was way above his level. He wasn't supposed to be here, but he also couldn't stop thinking. What was this mission? What was it trying to find? He left the room without a sound and closed the door behind him. Back on the street, everything looked normal again. Noise, people, life. But he knew something had changed. The next day, he returned to the same spot. He waited, and just like yesterday, the robot appeared. This time, he followed from farther back. The robot moved a little faster. It seemed more focused, like it had a better idea of where to go. He didn't know why he cared so much. Maybe it was curiosity. Maybe he felt like he was the only one who noticed something special happening. The The robot turned into a different alley this time. Then it stopped in front of a wall covered with graffiti. It looked at the wall for a long time. Then something strange happened. A piece of the wall moved. It was a hidden door. The robot stepped through it. He ran to the wall and looked inside. It was not a room. It was a tunnel, bright, clean, and glowing with soft white light. He hesitated for a moment, then stepped in. The tunnel curved downward. He walked slowly. There were strange signs on the walls, lines of text in a language he couldn't read. Lights flickered. After a few minutes, the tunnel opened into a larger space. It was a lab. Robots of all shapes and sizes were there. Some flying, some walking, some working on machines. And in the center, a woman in a lab coat was watching a screen. She turned and looked at him. "You followed it," she said. Not angry, just surprised. He nodded, too shocked to speak. She walked toward him. "Don't worry. You're not in trouble," she said. "But you're not supposed to be here." He asked, "What is this place?" She looked around. "A test facility. We build helpers, like the one you saw. That unit has been trying to locate something we lost months ago. A special device. It went missing on the surface. It's important. Very important." He asked, "What kind of device?" She paused. "Let's just say it's something that shouldn't fall into the wrong hands." He asked, "Can I help?" She raised an eyebrow. "Why would you want to?" He didn't know how to answer. Maybe because he was already involved. Maybe because the city above felt less real now. She finally nodded. "If you really want to help, follow the unit again tomorrow. It may lead you to the device. But be careful. Not everyone wants us to find it." He agreed. The next morning, he waited again. The robot appeared. This time it moved fast. It crossed streets, climbed steps, avoided people. He followed as closely as he could. After nearly an hour, the robot stopped near an old building. It looked around, then crawled under a metal gate. He found another way in, through a broken side door. Inside, the place was dark and silent. The robot moved to the center of the room. There was a hole in the floor, covered with dust and old boards. The robot pointed at it with one small arm. He stepped forward, lifted the boards, and saw it. A small metal box, glowing softly. He picked it up. The robot's eyes blinked twice. Then the sound of footsteps echoed through the room. Someone else was there. He turned, heart racing. A man stepped out of the shadows. Tall, wearing black, with a cold look in his eyes. "That belongs to me," the man said. The robot moved in front of him, like it was trying to protect him. The man reached into his coat. He ran, down the hallway, out the back door, through the narrow streets. The robot followed, fast for its size. He didn't stop until he reached the first alley, where it all started. Suddenly, the woman from the lab appeared in front of him. She was holding a small remote. "Give me the box," she said. He handed it over, breathing hard. She looked at the robot, then at him. "You did well." The man in black didn't follow. Maybe he knew it was too late. She turned to him. "Thank you." Then she pressed the remote. The robot looked at him one last time, and they vanished. No flash, no sound, just gone. He stood there alone, holding nothing but the memory. Later that day, walking the same streets, everything looked the same. But he knew it wasn't. Without even realizing it, you just learned tons of useful English structures in the most fun way possible. That's the power of storytelling. And guess what? We drop stories like this every single day. So don't miss out. Leave a comment and tell us what you would have done if you saw that little robot in Seoul. And of course, hit like, subscribe, and share this with anyone learning English the fun way. See you in the next one.